This guy's coming in. That could
Be the doctor.
All of a sudden it was a new day. Who cares? I can barely see the sun through on them blue jeans. I'm in the 501. See ya, baby, got to go. Through on the nights and out the front door. Hopped in my photo down the path so I can find her. The one who's hitting me on my hip, she's the finest. Gotta find her, buy some brandy. And I bet you everything will be dandy.
Okay, this is going to be the Maurice Wolin commentary. Maurice Wolin, aka the Dirty Doctor Predator, aka the Don't Bring the Girls Predator, showed up to the sting in Petaluma back in 2006. What's interesting is that, and we'll get into this later in the video, but what's interesting is he talked to the decoy for 3 or 4 days, if I recall correctly, and made a point to avoid going at one point, and then was coerced back into going to meet the decoy because she was like calling him out, and a 48-year-old man being called out by a 13-year-old, I think just gives us a good inkling into how insecure Wolin is. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's cut that off there.
Computer industry.
This guy's coming in. That could be the doctor.
But
Oh,
if there
it is
was
the
a list
doctor.
of the most respected members of the community, a cancer research doctor would probably be near the top.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Could it be?
So, not bad of a drive?
I just have to stop there for a second and say that Rochelle was a very good decoy. I'm not sure which predator it was, but she was there. Oh, I've got a surprise for you. Can't remember who it was, but the setup being that the surprise is Chris Hansen. So she played into her role, and it was entertaining.
This guy's coming in. That could be the doctor.
So he casually kind of strolls in, like he's on his phone, just talking.
This guy's coming in. That could be the doctor. Go to Mark 3.
But then he does the
Come
predator
towards you.
look back.
Hey! You made it. Come on back.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
This man is 48 years old, married, and a prominent San Francisco physician.
Yeah,
It's hard to believe that someone of his stature would show up to meet a girl who said she was 13.
I don't think it's difficult to imagine that someone in his position would show up to do such a heinous act. I mean, he lives in California, for God's sake. I think California, when you think of places where people can commit acts of like being a predator, pedophilia, things like that, at least in like North America, California is like the safe haven for that. And what I think exemplifies that even more is that the lawyer that Maurice Wolin hired was a lawyer that I had represented Harvey Weinstein and DiCaprio, I want to say. There's no accusations to make against Weinstein. He's been found guilty in a court of law. And I'll keep my opinions to myself about Leonardo DiCaprio. But we know about his ties to Brian Beck. So I wouldn't be surprised if DiCaprio just is reciprocating what was done to him as a child. That's a dark tangent. Let's go on.
And then follow her into the backyard where she invites him to go in her hot tub.
Pour me a drink. I'm actually going to put on my suit so maybe we can get in the hot tub because it's all warm.
He met the girl online 3 days earlier. The girl was really a perverted justice decoy pretending to be 13. Using the screen name Tall Dreamy Doc, he...
Now, I don't know if old Tall Dreamy Doc here, I should have said that in the intro. Yeah, he's the Tall Dreamy Doc Predator. But I don't know if Tall Dreamy Doc here really lives up to that name, because I don't think he's tall. I guess that he lives up to 1/3 of the name. He's tall, or he's not tall, and he's not dreamy, but he is a doctor. Okay, so there is a quarter truth, or not even a quarter. There's like a 1/3 truth in there. I see what you're doing, Wolin, and I'm not gonna fall for it.
He lies and says he's 29.
He is not 29.
Remember, he's really 48. He asks the girl, "What bra size do you wear?" She says 30B, but it's kind of big on me right now. I'm still growing. He replies, "I will kiss them." He goes into graphic detail about giving and receiving oral sex, and later says, "I'm horny for you."
So I know this was in 2006, but from a 2020, oh geez, that's 19 years ago. From a 2025 point of view, it's obvious to say that Maurice here has what we would call W-Riz. Who can turn down this? Like if you're chatting with someone online that you've never met before, and they're coming out and like, "I am horny for you," how are you gonna turn that down? You know, like my emotions are getting a little flustered just thinking about the old Tall Dreamy Doc here saying that to me. He's got a way with words. I'll give him that.
And asks her to masturbate while thinking.
Yeah, that's just gross. that's not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. Disgusting, actually.
Of him. He tells her several times he could get.
I could get into trouble. I could get into big trouble. I think I'm just regurgitating what Fast Eddie said in his Wolin commentary, but I do look up to Fast Eddie, so if I come across as even like a basement level, bottom tier Fast Eddie knockoff, that's a compliment.
Get into trouble, but it isn't enough to stop him from coming over.
I'm actually curious, because I'm pretty sure this is just a picture of him from the Sting. He goes by Tall Dreamy Doc. Did he have a picture on the chat room they were using? I'm not sure what chat line. Not sure what chat line they were using. Little Jay Refner interrogation reference there. I'm not sure if he had a picture. I would say he probably didn't, because he knows if you're going to have a name like Tall Dreamy Doc, you better come out here being a Tall Dreamy Doc, not some perverted half-bald doctor.
Tells her several times he could get into trouble, but it isn't enough to stop him from coming over and helping himself to a drink.
He's infamous for a lot of things. I think one of the more funny things is him spilling this drink. It's funny because you'll see in a second here, but it flicks a switch in him. He becomes very I know he's probably nervous to begin with, but he becomes very agitated very quickly.
So where are you coming from?
San
San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so there probably was a lot of traffic, huh?
Do you have a towel?
Okay, I gotta point this out. He says, "Do you have a towel?" I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. He walks by a fucking towel. Oh, it's disappointing. I really wish he would have seen that towel. Because even though he's not gonna have that, he's not gonna have a interaction with Hanson. Yeah, it would have been great if he did, because I'm sure, I don't know if he would have stuck around. He probably might have, because he might have thought Chris was a cop. He is somewhat complacent, he's breaking the law here, but he doesn't strike me as someone to be aggressive, in the sense that he would probably start getting scolded by Chris, and then he would just kind of go into a shell. Yeah, I thought she was 18, sir. A lot of the classic Predator excuses.
As the doctor looks for a towel,
I don't know raw footage here. Chris says that he makes eye contact with the cameraman or something like that. The sound guy. It goes from 0 to 100 in just the blink of an eye.
So there probably was a lot of traffic, huh?
Do you have a towel?
As the doctor looks for a towel, he spots Dateline's camera crew.
He's pissed. He's pissed because he thought he was gonna get in the hot tub with the decoy, but he didn't. He just fucking, he's probably so angry. He's like, a few days ago I chickened out. I should have chickened out today.
I gotta take off.
I gotta take that.
I need to talk to you for a minute.
Little run there. Chris, I need to talk to you.
He runs, but he doesn't get very far.
The Petaluma Sheriff's Office pulls up on him, and he's not having it. And you're about to see what he does, because he can't lash out at any of the cops, because that's additional charges. So he's gonna take it out on his sunglasses. The aggression in that, we gotta watch that. Damn!
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Get his keys.
I wasn't doing anything. Oh man, I wasn't doing anything.
Get his keys.
I'm surprised. I guess in a way, it seems like he's resisting. I don't know if he got charged for resisting arrest. My gut instinct tells me probably not.
I wasn't doing anything.
This strikes me as like resisting, like moving his hand in front of him.
And like all the
He's
other men
breaking
caught
down.
in this investigation, from used car salesmen to engineers
not
to
having a good
Marines,
time.
he goes through the same procedure. First stop, the booking station.
What am I being booked for?
I was talking over it, so I should probably go back. But Chris was talking about how, from like used car salesmen to Marines, they all go through the same procedure. I don't know exactly what the point of that is. If Chris is trying to, what would the word be? Kind of like add some, like not humiliate him, but kind of show that like even as a cancer research doctor, you're not above the law. Probably. I just don't know if it necessarily fits. It might.
He goes through the same procedure. First stop, the booking station.
What am I being booked for?
I'll explain all that to you.
Can I call my wife?
It's wild to me that his first instinct, like when he's kind of has an open, like they're going to reciprocate language with him, talking with him. He asks, can he call his wife? So he obviously knows some semblance of the United States legal system, that you're entitled to a phone call. So his initial thought is to call his wife, which will draw into question. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll draw into question. Is he he obviously thinks about his wife. I wonder what kind of relationship it is he had with his wife, because even I'm sure in 2006, motherfuckers in California, they be into some weird shit, man. They're into those freak off Diddy party kind of shit. So for all you know, Maurice Wolin and his wife probably had some kind of open relationship, and I know that his wife actually ended up staying with him after. I think they got divorced and then they got back together. Either way, she got back with him. Similar to Walter Baps, although Walter Baps' wife never divorced him. And these are both guys who are high up in the economic sector of society. So yeah, she got back with him, and it just, for me, it draws into question the morality of the wife. I know I shouldn't judge the wife based on the husband's actions, but when you actively leave your husband for doing a heinous crime or attempting to commit a heinous crime, I think you're in the right. But then getting back with him for the sake of your kids, I understand your heart might be in the right place, but I don't know if I genuinely agree, or I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
You can do that after the booking procedure.
The police ask
your
routine
ass.
personal questions, but the doctor appears distracted. Nothing's sinking in.
You're going to talk to a detective and just...
Yeah, I explained that to him already. He's failing to...
I'm not failing. I'm just really scared.
Nothing to be scared about.
Nothing to be scared about.
Oh, I love that line. There's nothing to be scared about.
I'm failing. I'm just really scared.
Nothing to be scared about.
Nothing to be scared about?
No.
Even Maurice reacts to it like nothing to be scared about.
Who has never done anything in my life, be on a traffic ticket, and you wouldn't be scared?
You're in some trouble, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in big trouble, and I feel like I made maybe a mistake, but I didn't do anything.
That's a contradiction. I made a mistake, but I didn't do anything. You've just nullified your admission of guilt with a lie. I made a mistake, but I didn't do anything. To me, it strikes, I would think you'd say one or the other. You would either say, I didn't do anything, or, yes, I made a mistake. Obviously, this guy's probably got 1,000 things going through his mind right now, and he can't think rationally with just probably all the emotional turmoil he's in, realizing that his life is over. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
Dr. Maurice Wolin, head of clinical research and medical affairs for a pharmaceutical company.
Damn, he was head of clinical research for a pharmaceutical company. So he was making that good money. I would say he was probably making really good money. Maybe that's why his wife got... Well, no, because he probably lost his job after this. I don't know. Either way, it's... Yeah, no, someone... Like, that's hard work, I would say. Put your opinions, and I'm doing this myself, putting my opinions aside of what I actually think of pharmaceutical companies, to get to the head of a research division in a pharmaceutical company cannot be easy. So, he's 48? He's probably been doing... It probably took him all his adult life. So probably since the time he was 18 in medical school to get to where he's at. And in the sweep of a single afternoon, one decision completely threw it away. I wonder if he obviously probably contemplated it because he chickened out. He knew what he was doing was wrong. But the thing is that the urge that he was feeling pushed him to go to that sting operation. I'm glad he did, because he's a very entertaining predator. Or he was an entertaining predator. He is dead now. Either way, still, even that he's dead, he's still bringing us fellow TCAPers just countless hours of enjoyment.
And he's not happy about seeing our cameras.
I'm here in handcuffs. I have pictures being taken of me left and right. I don't know what I'm being accused of.
He has to know what he's being accused of, or he has to have at least some semblance of an idea of what charges are going to be pressed against him, because he said, I made a mistake, but I didn't do anything. He said he made a mistake. Those accusations that are being made against you, is that mistake, Maurice? Also, it looks just completely, this video is completely pixelated. But I like that you can't see any of his facial details. This kind of looks like a painting. This kind of looks like an abstract kind of spooky painting. I quite like that.
He's then taken in for questioning by Detective Steve Nelson.
He's doing the Don Cheech, trying to hide his face. The thing about that, though, is that Don Cheech had some fat to try and hide his face, and Maurice here is a pretty skinny guy, so there's no hiding that face.
Of the Petaluma Police Department.
First thing I'm going to do is explain to you your Miranda rights, okay?
Whoa, so they didn't even Mirandize him while he's talking in the trailer there? That's crazy. I wonder if he tried to whatever he's about to say in here, because he gets a lawyer, but he does talk. I'm curious, that stuff couldn't have been used against him then. So the part where he says he made a mistake, I wonder if that would be null and void in the court of law because he wasn't Mirandized. I would have to lean. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I would think that would not be admissible because he was not Mirandized. Fascinating. Or maybe they're re-Mirandizing him. He was Mirandized during the arrest. This guy wasn't the arresting officer, so maybe he's just covering his ass. Maybe that's what's happening.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent.
At first, the doctor agrees to talk.
So, I'd like to talk about what happened today, okay?
But he quickly changes his mind.
What screen name do you use?
He completely shuts down after the detective. What screen name did you use? And Maurice is probably too embarrassed to actually say Tall Dreamy Doc because he knows it's bullshit.
I really need to have an attorney present.
Okay.
I'll give him credit. I don't like giving creditors credit. But Maurice is a smart guy. He's a doctor. You got to be smart to be a doctor, I think. He asked for an attorney. Now he's about to they're gonna kind of call his bluff and lead him into talking some more. But that's what they want. Him asking for the attorney was a smart move. Him continuing to talk here in a moment is not a smart move.
Okay.
But despite asking for an attorney, he chooses to keep talking.
You asked to talk to an attorney.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to discuss this further because I can't, unless you want to waive your right to have an attorney present.
The cop's being smart. He's not being like aggressive or anything. Kind of like, whenever I think of aggressive detective, I think of the Ohio people who are the officers who are conducting the interrogation. Those guys don't give a fuck. This guy, he's a lot more passive. He actually, I think, he has his hands up here, which is kind of a sign like, I'll leave you alone. You do what you want to do. Putting his hands up is kind of like, he's kind of showing what he has. It's like, I've got no tricks up my sleeve. And I think that's going to work actually in his favor, because I'm pretty sure Maurice continues to talk.
The detective asks him 4 more times if he's waiving his right to an attorney.
I will answer what I can.
And
That's an interesting statement. He'll answer what he can. What does that mean? I'm sure Maurice doesn't even know what that means, because he's probably wondering, well, what am I going to get hit with? Will they question me on this? He's bound to know that they're going to question him on why he's there. I mean, that's why he's under arrest. I'll answer what I can. He should have just said, no, I need a lawyer.
Each time he agrees and continues to talk.
I'm not going to play games
I'm
here.
not playing games. I'm scared out of my mind.
Right.
I'm scared out of my mind. What's the idea of like that? Like telling the person you're scared? Because the cops earlier said to him, there's nothing to be scared of. Like, obviously Maurice is scared of like losing what he's worked his entire like adult life for. But what's reiterating that to the detective gonna do for you? It's like, oh, you're scared. Oh, you've got nothing to be scared of. These charges, we're gonna drop these. Like, he's not gonna do that. His job is to build a case against you, not fucking help you.
And I understand that.
You saw my record. I've never done anything wrong in my life.
I hate that defense, because a lot of predators use it. Oh, I've never done it before. Okay, well, say you kill somebody, like murder, first degree. It's not gonna. And I know I shouldn't be comparing, because one in the laws of the eye is more heinous than the other, but I'm going to. One is like murder. If you were to commit murder for your first time, you might not get like the fucking like. And I guess it depends on how you did the murder. Like if it's like a devastating, brutal murder, depending on what state you're in, you're bound to get the death penalty. If they've still got the death penalty in the state. If not, you're looking at life in prison. So that argument is null and void. You just got to kind of put it in perspective. Compare it to what I just did with the murder. I've never done anything before. Obviously, that's going to be what you say. But what I think comes from that is actually the officer could be thinking, well, you've never done it before, that you've gotten caught.
I'm being charged with very serious offenses.
Why did you come to the house in Petaluma today?
He's been possessed by the soul of Dan Allen here, and it was just curiosity that brought him here.
Okay, curious about what?
I chatted with someone online.
I'm curious to why they have online hyphenated there. I know that's kind of more of like an English grammar, whatever kind of question, not grammar, structure. But at this point in time, was online hyphenated because it was two words combined into one? Because nowadays you just spell online just as one word. Curious if that's a fuck up on someone at Dateline's part. Either way, not really a big deal. Just something I thought was interesting.
She had asked to meet me on several occasions. I declined. And today again she asked. I had a little bit of time, not very much.
Okay.
And so I thought I would come out and meet her, nothing more.
Okay.
The doctor is referring to how online he made a date for sex with a decoy, but chickened out. Then the decoy, deliberately behaving like a precocious teenager,
Oh, I'm gonna homage Fast Eddie here. I'm gonna try and do my decoy voice. I know, you a big chicken.
encouraged him to come.
You could still come. Ooh.
I know she was young, and I know that.
Under 18.
Oh, he just admitted it.
Okay.
Okay, so that was kind of like a half admitted. He was just half admitting it. I knew she was young. The officer asked. Under 18. I'm not sure. So he's still defensive.
Talk to her about touching and kissing and making each other feel good.
I remember she saying that she had trouble finding something.
What a stupid excuse. I'm sure even back in like 2006, and I know this is a minor, and he's making an excuse, but the thing is from my understanding, is like women do not have a hard time finding someone to help them meet those kind of desires if they so have them. Like, dude, all these chicks need to do is like fire up like whatever app of their choices. They probably don't even have to go on like a dating app. They probably just go on Instagram, and in their DMs it's just a bunch of thirsty Maurice Swollen type guys. I will kiss them.
In fact, what he said on
That's horrible. He shouldn't have worded it like that.
line was, I work hard to make the girl feel good. I wouldn't stop until you blank over and over.
I wonder if that's cum. It's 4-letter word, but they might have just added the extra dash there to like so you wouldn't know. But I bet it's cum.
And then you told her, no, I'm real.
There's a reason why I called him the dirty doctor.
But you're under 18 and I'm over.
Oh! Alright, the fucking cop just fucked his shit up more by reading him that line. Well, you're under 18 and I'm over. So whatever kind of argument Maurice has made is null and void about not knowing the person's age. You're fucked, Maurice. You should have just got a lawyer.
Would have to be so careful.
I don't remember saying that, but
That's a shitty defense. I don't remember saying that, but I told her that she needed to be careful.
I told her that she needed to be. I was concerned about her. She needed to be careful.
Okay. He was concerned.
The only reason I came today, I was curious, but I wasn't going to. If you read that, you can tell that over and over again.
Is this Dan Allen's brother? He was curious. I mean, they both live in California. I know California is a big state. Probably I'm just riffing at this point.
I said that both I shouldn't come. She should be careful.
You're talking about that you want her to take your pants off. So you can take mine off if you want.
Oh, he is agitated when the interrogator is reading it. Just watch his face there.
So you can take mine off if you want.
Oh, he is not having it.
So how do you want to do it?
Which, I mean, to be fair, not like in the context of like talking to a minor, but like I think in any case, if anyone were to have like their kind of like spicy, sexually charged messages read back to them when they're not. Well, first of all, just probably having them read back is weird. But like when you're not in a state of mind where you're horny, it's probably like some of the worst torture out there. Like, yeah, physical torture sucks, but that probably fucking really sucks.
I wasn't going to do anything. That was not appropriate, Officer Nelson. I shouldn't have talked to her.
You got that right. He shouldn't have talked to her.
Right. I wasn't going to do anything.
So you drove 40 minutes from Piedmont to meet a 13-year-old.
I didn't know she was 13.
That nothing would have
I
happened.
didn't know, dude.
And you expect me to believe that? After you talk about having different sexual acts with her?
At this point, I think he's just like he's not just trying to lie to the detective, but he's trying to lie to himself. He's constantly repeating it's the truth. He's trying to lie to himself that he wasn't going to do anything because he knows he's fucked.
She begged me to come.
Oh, she begged him to come. So now it's the minor's fault. I hate this defense, and you see it a lot. I'll be watching like some Skeeter Gene or some EDP Watch or even like Actually, I don't know if takedown, because takedown is more like prostitution stings now, with like just a minor. But they, oh, she wanted me to come, so why is it the problem? It's like, dude, as an adult, you have to be aware enough to know that even if a 13-year-old wants to hang out with you and have some kind of sexual relationship, you as an adult have to shut that down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to shut that down.
And I know that doesn't make it right, but...
Yeah, he's lying to himself.
All right, the time's approximately 14:38. I'm going to conclude the interview.
Can I call my mom?
I'll walk you over.
Oh, he's still
Once
thinking
he's
about his
taken out
wife.
of the interrogation room, an officer dials the doctor's wife and hands him the phone.
Honey, I'm in big trouble. I'll explain. You have to bail me out of the Sonoma County Jail. $30,000 check we'll need. It was a sting operation. I'll explain it to you when you're here. Don't bring the girls. I didn't.
Don't bring the girls. Oh, that's a classic line. And just to talk about it more, $30,000 check just at the disposal like that. This dude has money. Because I know even today with like inflation and things like that, $30,000 is still that's a sizable chunk of change. I'm sure in 2006 it was. I'm curious what the value of it today would be. But that's a lot of money just to have like at the drop of a dime writing a check out so that this fucker can get out of jail.
Do anything, but I did something stupid.
I didn't do anything, but I did something stupid. Again, the contradiction. Maurice. All right, and this is just kind of the. Well, actually, yeah. Let's read this stuff. So, after fighting the charges for over 2 years, spending a vast amount on his legal defense, Wolin pled no contest to the charges. So ultimately, whatever kind of defense he tried to mount, I'm sure was null and void by him talking to the detective. And his chat log, I think his chat log probably says a lot as well, which is good. I'm glad that he has some semblance of a record now on the law. Because he dragged out the legal process, he was the subject of countless media stories and attention in his home region. Which I'm kind of surprised by because, like I said, there's a bunch of pedophiles, predators in California. So usually they like to keep that stuff on the down low, not really try and talk about it. But I guess in this case, Maurice Wolin's case was so high profile on Dateline that it was people wanted updates. So he only received 2 months in jail, 3 years of probation, a lifetime registration as a sex offender. That's bullshit. He probably 2 months in jail. That's nothing. That's a slap on the wrist. But then again, that's fucking California and their fucked legal system when it comes to people who want to abuse children or even do abuse children. They get light punishment and it's wrong. Oh, you got lifetime registration. The sentence was in line with the sentences given out in the others. Okay, so, but yeah, that just, for me, that just reads to more of California's overarching problem with how they deal with cases like that. Fuck California. Not California. Fuck the California prosecutors who are on the payroll of all these big entertainment conglomerates or whatever, these big money people who do this stuff as well and want to stay out of trouble. So his license been revoked on an interim basis pending conviction and was permanently revoked following his conviction. So yeah, he threw away his life. He threw away his life. Threw away his life. And is that? Yes, it is. Okay, well, that is the Maurice Wolin commentary. I had fun doing that. I hope you had fun listening to it, and come back for more.